Chud received really terrible news today in court.
News this morning, and the best part about this, we all got to watch him receive this terrible news. To think all you had to do was just leave black people alone?
That's tough.
All you had to do was literally just leave people alone. Man, Chud heard that judge bang that gavel and he said, he was back in court today in front of a judge for a bond hearing. And this bond hearing, his first appearance, was the first time that Chud and his supporters really understood the gravity of these charges and the gravity of the moment. They were talking about these charges as if Chud would be out by Monday. But today, they finally got the message.
Business like we do every day. If you can't do that, I'll give you a chance to go ahead and leave now, because anybody that calls any kind of disturbance at all is subject to.
They said there was people outside rioting in a good, well, no, not rioting. He tried to say people was outside rioting, but the judge corrected him and said that there was people protesting outside for him to be locked up.
Any questions?
And they said that people in the courtroom don't with him. He's that the judge knows that the people in the courtroom, even the judge, they don't like him. This is not going to go well for him. I'm thinking Nashville is a state that's, that got like a lot of racism in it, because y'all told me that, right? Well, apparently where they're located, they don't with that. They don't like that at all.
What do we got?
They don't like that.
This is Dalton Etherly. Come bring us Etherly out.
Ty Long was in Kung Fu Panda. All right, bro. Damn, this footage up. Stupid ass.
You're here this morning, case number 26
It's just
5295.
Yeah, no, that's facts.
You're charged in count 1 of criminal homicide, 39-13-201. That's an 8 felony. It's punishable by 15 to 60 years in state penitentiary.
Oh my God. Did y'all not just hear that first one? Just in case, if y'all just missed it.
201, that's an 8 felony. It's count 1 of criminal homicide, 39-13-201. That's an 8 felony. It's punishable by 15 to 60 years in state penitentiary. Count 2 is deployment of firearm during a dangerous felony, 39-17-13-24. That's a D felony. Normally, that range of punishment would be 2 to 4 years in state penitentiary. However, by statute, this case is a charge is enhanced, and if you don't have any prior convictions, to mandatory 6-year sentence at 100%. Count 3 is aggravated assault with serious bodily harm, 39-13-102. It's a C felony, carries a range of punishment 3 to 15 years in state penitentiary. Count 4 is reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon, also a C felony, 3 to 15 years in state penitentiary.
Jesus Christ!
Have you hired an attorney yet, sir?
I don't know if
no, he didn't pass away. So he didn't pass away, but it's what he did. They call it criminal homicide, but he didn't pass away, so it's attempted murder. Also, the right to bear arms, and then also like your amendment rights, whatever. To like if somebody attacks you, you got the right to shoot. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work in the way that he thought he was trying to pull it off. Technically, in certain states, or at least I know in most states, the only way it's legal for you to kill that person is if they have the same kind of harm, the same kind of shit that can harm you. So if somebody comes up to you and like is about to yell at you, curse at you, you can't just shoot them. You just can't shoot somebody. They need to meet you with the same, the equal force. They need to meet you with the same kind of like weaponry or whatever it is that they're using that can cause any kind of blunt trauma or kind of like harm you, which would then in turn. But you also cannot provoke somebody to do that. So if you're walking around calling out like black people, Asian people, Spanish people, whoever, and then they react, you cannot shoot somebody who's reacting off of your shit. Because if you do, that is deemed as an attempted murder. Now, only an idiot, and that's why yesterday I said the shit that Sneeko said was completely stupid, because you can't walk around saying it's just a word, because that word is the reason why this man is about to face 54 years. Had that just been a regular word, nobody would have reacted the way they did and then told the guy to stop. You know what I'm saying? So the judge and them are very aware of what he's doing, what his motives are. They know from his past, several cops already worked on his case. So him doing that, they know is provoking a certain group of people, which is why the feds was after him. And they question him about being a terroristic group, like a terror group. Because why? Only terrorists do like that. They go after certain groups of people. Like, that's a real thing that's going on. Yeah, you know, he be live tweeting and everything. Like, it's kind of sickening. In order for you to use lethal force in self-defense, your life would have to be at risk. Exactly. But his version of life being at risk is that he's around black people. That's not how that works. And also, you can't go up to black people and tell them they're, you know, I don't even like saying it in a sentence, you know, the whole whatever, and the hard R. You can't go around doing that to people. You can't do that to nobody. So, like, you can't go around in areas, because the thing is, he was doing that to black men and women that was weaker than him, smaller than him. And then, here's the shit. I know Flacco said it, but just for context, this guy's a fucking idiot because he's another one who allowed the chat to enable him. Because at the end of the day, when they saw that those black dudes at the gas station punked his ass, the chat was calling him pussy. Them white racist motherfuckers was calling him pussy. So he tried to one-up it and basically started trying to go up to like muscular black men who had on certain clothing that might look like they like that. Like he was going up, he was basically profiling them, trying to see if they would do something to like provoke and then get his chat involved. And guess what? Nobody's there with him in this courtroom. All those people in the chat only become people in the chat. Nobody's there for you. Yeah, you can't antagonize people. You can't do that shit and they claim self-defense. You just really can't. You could go to the most racist town. At the end of the day, that town don't want to get sued for millions. Because guess what? Racist people, look, one thing that's going to make people turn, and that's when it comes down to money. And if you got a bunch of racist people that's in power and they see that there's some stupid idiot that's trying to cause harm to another group of people that even they might be racist towards, what they have to now look at is, yo, that person or whoever other group could cause harm to our community. And this is what a racist person might think. Also, he has the right now to sue the state. He has the right now to sue whatever. If we unjust, don't grant what's going on in court because it's wrong what this person's doing. He's guilty just by right there. You can visibly see it. Then he gets sued and the whole city loses millions. Like, it just is what it is, bro.
These numbers are my hatred for Chud. But I ain't never done math this quickly before in my life. I was calculating it up as he was reading it out. Chud is 28 years old. To really fully
He's 28?
He's 28 years old. For a judge to look you in your eyes and tell you that one
28 years old is crazy. How you doing, Southwest? Was good.
Could potentially keep you in jail for 60 years is him telling you could die in prison. Like, this is a life sentence. Heck, black folks, we merciful, all right? We are merciful. Even if we say, hey, Chud, if you get on bended knees and sing the Black National Anthem, we'll, recommend to the judge to take off 20 years. Even if we take off 20 years, hypothetically, of course, because ain't no mercy. We don't got no love or empathy for Chud. F him. But if we take off 20 years, at the age of 28 years old, being asked to walk down 40 is a life sentence. A 28 years old walking down 40 is walking down a life sentence, bruh. Simple as that. And the one thing that stood out of all of this, out of everything, the one thing that stood out about Chud being in that courtroom, the judge pointed it out, people who I had in court pointed it out, people who was outside pointed it out. There were people outside protesting Chud. There were detractors of Chud in the courtroom protesting Chud. But you know the one thing nobody mentioned? Chud's supporters. Chud's family wasn't present. Nobody was there to support
28
Chud.
Looked like a crackhead.
It was Chud in that courtroom filled with a bunch of people who despise him and hate him for everything he has done. So at the age of 28 years old, you shot yourself, you went to jail, and you're facing attempted murder charges, and your family isn't even present to support you. Not yet, facts.
Not even his cameraman.
You have made yourself the ultimate pariah. You fully crashed out. And you crashed out for a bunch of people who don't give a damn about you. This right here is a tale far too common on the internet.
You said it's crazy how many people support him, though. it's crazy and not crazy. Just know, any hand could hold money. An animal could fucking hold money. Like, anybody could hold money. So just know, you got these racist motherfuckers that are billionaires, millionaires that can hold money. Another thing too that's it's an eye opener is I skimmed through the video because I want to make sure if I react to it. So it's funny that you linked me this one too. So I was like, all right, bet. It is true. A matter of fact, it's gonna get to it in the video because there's something I gotta explain there. But the fact that Chud's family's not there, his kid, that's how you know whether his wife or ex-wife or ex-girlfriend is racist, because he claims she is. She can be in fear of her life because you did so much damaging shit to the black community. And here's the crazy thing. Not just the black community. We got to honestly shout out those, you know what I'm saying, them white folks that was going up to Chud's face in those streams saying you wouldn't say it to their face then. Calling them out. Talking shit to him. Trying to, they were touching Chud like, do it to me. Do it like, you know what I'm saying? There's a sense of fucking humanity still that exists, you know, in places, right? Because all those people that are just like extremely racist, they live in like countryside areas, and not all of them, but most of them. And then the other ones that are just undercover, they know to mind they fucking business. You know what I'm saying? But you seen these white people going up to him and dead ass pushing him like, yo, do something. Because the shit is just so egregious. At some point, you're looking at these people like, gang, yo, we live in 2026. There's racist people still all over the place. But it's not happening the way he's doing it. That's some crazy shit. You see shit like that happen, and I don't mean to call anybody else's state out, but like when I hear about like Alabama or like Louisiana and shit like that, I don't hear it like in the rich areas. I hear it like in like country areas where there's like a lot of terrain, and then like the school might be deserted, and so you all got to drive in. It's not like you could take a bus there. It'd be like in those kind of mountainous areas and shit. You said Louisiana's not like this. Well, I'm not saying the whole Louisiana's like this. I've heard that racism still exists heavily in certain places, especially like the South. But again, it may not be as deep as it once was. But up north is not like that. Like up north, there's racism everywhere. But up north, like I said, I'm from up north. It's a little bit more different. I'm too used to partying with mix. Like, I'm too used to dancing with Spanish girls and black girls, but then I'll hear stories from like the homies, some people from the chat, and it be seeming like a third world country, and I'd be like, damn, I feel bad, man. Like the South really different, because it really be feeling like it's segregated by groups and shit, like shit different. Meanwhile, up north, it's weird if you only be partying with one group of people. It's just weird. Yeah, the baby showers and everything be no more like it's just weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not, look, the South has gotten way better. The South has gotten way better, but that's why I wasn't familiar with certain shit, bro. Cause like where I'm from, and it's not just New York, bro. PA, Jersey, like it could be all that shit. Even Connecticut, like Connecticut even got they shit going. But even Connecticut, like, and I'll be like, yeah, like motherfuckers be mixed. Everybody be vibing. Down south be seeming kind of crazy just from what I be hearing. Again, I don't be seeing it all the time, but it's from what I just hear. You know how Dahmer went to jail and will purposely mess with the other inmates? I feel like Chud would try to do something like that. Yeah, but I feel like Chud gonna get killed in prison. You got to understand there's one thing about white folks in jail and black people in jail. If y'all don't believe this whole war thing, remember I never been to jail, but like I think from what we can all assume, from what we see from movies, what we read, there's groups of people, they got their own positions of power in there. And I noticed about Hispanics because I got family who changed their life around religiously, but it's normally like not Mexicans, but like it's normally Puerto Ricans and blacks that stay together. But black people are very forgiving because they would love for you to like learn their knowledge of like converting, right? So Chud, if he was to ever get that grace, it would have to be off of like him working his ass off. But outside of that, he's a high risk. You think them white Aryan Brotherhood motherfuckers want to fuck with him? They probably gonna sexually like assault his ass, because even them, they move accordingly. You think they want to be walking around the street with a fucking Nazi tattoo on their forehead just doing that? That's why they in jail. We can identify them being racist. No motherfuckers in jail for life, but they got a guy who could have been freed if he just knew how to self-control. You think they want a guy who can't self-control? They'll get him the fuck out the paint. They'll test him. And that just doesn't matter what race it is. You know what I'm saying? So shit, Chud, man, he better pray to God that they don't whip his ass that first day. They better pray to God they don't whip his ass, because now he has to be friends with those white racist motherfuckers in that prison. And the first thing they're going to do, they're going to try you out. They're going to test you out. They're going to tell you better do this. Chud, you 28 years old. I don't think you know what the fuck you getting yourself into. Because if you don't do what they say, now you got to choose a side. You could be as racist as you want. Let me tell you something. Prison knowledge is the most scary. Yo, dealing with any inmate, any criminal, anybody with criminal knowledge is the most scariest motherfucker to deal with. Because like I said, if you could tat up a whole motherfucker body using a pen ink, I ain't fucking with you. I know you know some shit. Motherfuckers was making lighters out of batteries and folded up Metro cards. I'm like, come on. Motherfuckers got it. Pre-getting pegged, yo, it's gonna get really bad, man. That's honestly, he might get worse punishment than Jared from Subways. Jared from Subways, it was reported. It was a joke, but like it's a real joke, true joke, that they treat him like a king in there, in the PDF file area. He be making sandwiches. He's head of like the sandwich department, and it sounds funny, but for real, he's like head of like that area in the kitchen. And those people that been in those crimes and like lesser crimes, they value that man. It's fucking nuts. They value that man. He's saying when he gets out, he wants to start up a cookbook. They ain't kill him. When I was in county for 2 days, this dude stole my yogurt. I heard he was in for assault with a deadly weapon. You let him have that yogurt. Matter of fact, yo, son, you want ginger ale? I got diet strawberry. Shit, and tomorrow I heard we gonna have meatloaf. You want that too? You can have it. I'm on a diet anyway. Shit. If anything, why don't we just sell snacks together? You can have this yogurt. That shit whack. You can have it. Taking yogurt's like, and to them, I know we off a tangent. Yogurt like a VVS diamond chain, yo. What the fuck are we talking about?
A guy.
The way they treat packs of cigarettes is crazy.
From internet supporters. And then when he fully ruined it, they're nowhere to be found.
I ain't need no cornbread. I love cornbread,
Chud's
though.
last live stream before the shooting, Chud was talking about how the only support he had left was from his audience and his demographic. Where are they at now for Chud?
Who's helping me, bro? I can't even, like, my whole family doesn't even.
And he lives like shit. All that money he was making from streams, but spending that money, he lives like shit.
In his brain, he really thought the people who...
You did all that to live like fucking shit.
In his brain, he really thought the people who was encouraging him to go out and disrespect black people and be racist, he really thought in his brain that these were the people who were going to be by his side when he got into
Bro, it's not even like
they're not,
he got like he's sitting in a big ass house
by your side, but you made it almost impossible for them to support you. Bro, I'm sure not everybody in Chud's family is racist. I'm sure people in Chud's family is looking at what he does and said, bro, what type of monster are you? Bro, we can't deal with you.
Asmon Gold, he disappointed me, man. Back in the days, I thought it was cool. Then he started tweaking when he went to kick.
I know you have a prior relationship with him in other cases.
Nobody has changed.
No, all right. So I'm going to appoint Mr. Finney right now to represent you. Should you make your bond and you want to hire Mr. If you make bond, you're going to need to probably hire Mr. Finley. I'm going to
the Roach man. Wait, we talking about?
This for
oh yeah. Asmon Gold back in this, he was alright. When he went to kick y'all, he started wilding.
Yes. Not yet. I'm about to do that. I want to make sure he's got an attorney.
Yo, deadass, he do look like Eggman. He look like fucking Jim Carrey in Sonic. That shit crazy. Chud look like fucking Jim Carrey in Sonic.
Yes, May 26th.
Okay. All right, bond. Bond's not been said yet. General, do you have a position on bond today?
You know, Mr. Etherly is on bond on two cases, one from here, one from the Davidson County.
And who would have thought he shoots an Army vet?
Pending a hearing where the
You shoot an Army vet. 31 years old Army vet.
I respectfully request to be held without bond until.
And if you don't think And if you don't think he's an Army vet, people could go into the Army at 18 years old, bro. 18, 19, do 10 years. You out by the time you're 30. You're considered a vet.
When the court sets bond, if we have a bond, when we have a bond hearing, we'll consider TCA 4011-118. The overriding intent of that statute now is to protect.
Look at that officer. He looking right at Chud's face.
Mr.
You know he's
Easley's
just
on bond,
stupid.
apparently on several other matters. When this matter was allegedly committed, I'm looking at an A and then really a super D, a C, really 3 C's and an A really for tracking kind of purposes. It's pretty serious.
Your Honor mentioned criminal homicide. I thought
You're a
that
vet
was
if you do 1 year?
I said, did I say homicide? I meant to say attempted criminal homicide if I didn't.
Okay.
I thought I did, but that's still an A felony.
Yes.
Okay.
So bail's we're gonna have a bail.
I'm gonna set just a bond right now after we have our bail hearing. Then I'll let you make all the arguments. We can go through all the factors in the statute and see if that gets amended up or down. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to set initial bond at 1.25 million.
Court. No.
Yo. 1 point, Jesus Christ. And here, this is the part I was waiting for. They put him and his fucking kid in that photo saying help Chud and his family. Living like trash the way he's living. I don't know what the fuck he did with his money. They raised over 150K, but he lives like shit. So I don't know how much money he was making. I don't understand why you live like shit, though. I mean, some of them dudes, they don't care. He was spending his money on expensive ass food and trips. But let me just tell you how bond works, Chad. If bond is too expensive, you can, I think he calls it, I think it's bear bonds or bond or something like that, where you can, borrow money from companies that help people out like that. But here's the crazy shit. This guy is such a high risk that it can jeopardize the company's like integrity by even helping him out. So like when my cousin got caught up with the gun charge, when my cousin in 2015, yo, KJ, thank you for the motherfucking raid. I appreciate you, man. God bless. God bless. God bless. Hope you had an amazing stream, man. God bless. How you doing? How you doing? When my cousin passed away in 2015, his brother, who lived with my brother out here in VA, 2015, drove down to NY and had a fucking pistol with an extended clip. Now, granted, it was legal out here. In New York, they opened it. It was in the back of a box, in the back of the trunk, whatever. And it was supposed to be a bullet with 7 years. Every bullet is 7 years. Something happened. Then he got in trouble later. And my aunt almost had to put up the house to bail him out. And she just couldn't. And my brother, even, I don't think my brother said anything, but I know my uncle and them was like, let him just do jail time. Let him do that motherfucking time. He was fucking with a girl. And they went to a Chinese store, and these two white dudes, like, and I know what really went down. Like, I'm not stupid. I know the girl, my cousin, because my cousin used to be hot-headed, so I know the girl probably said something slick to them two white boys, and they said something back. They in Brooklyn. I mean, like, I don't mean to be like on some stereotype. I hate when people are like, yeah, I'm from Queens. No, let me tell you something. You got white boys in Brooklyn, they get busy too. Like, it ain't. We're not talking about gentrified white boys. You fucking with white boys in Brooklyn, they chill with all kinds of motherfuckers. They get busy too. It don't matter who you is, bro. It can be them Asian dudes. It can be Indian motherfuckers. Them Indian motherfuckers go get busy too. It don't matter. So them white dudes was like, they shut the fuck up, bitch. And then all of a sudden my cousin came in with a bottle, cracked it over his head and slit his face, whatever. And so the girl does no time. Now my cousin got to do like 6 years. My cousin gets out couple years after COVID, and I'm like, you did time for what? And they couldn't bail him out, bro. It was just too much money. It was just too much money. You was gonna put up your car or put up your house. I think it was putting up your house. I'm like, nah. And my uncle was like, man, just leave him in jail. You gotta learn this lesson, man. This shit is crazy. Like doing shit like that. And they reviewed the footage, and the girl definitely provoked those white dudes because she was like, move the fuck out the way, goddamn, fucking white boys, fucking cracker, this and that. They said, what the fuck you say, bitch? And motherfucking white boys had a do-rag on. Don't leave them motherfuckers alone, bro. White boys with a do-rag on is worse. I'm just telling you. It's worse. It's over.
Absolutely cooked. 1.25 million? It was only 3
Oh yeah,
months
and it wasn't a regular camera too from the corner. It was a corner camera, but them Asian dudes in them Chinese stores, they just like the Indian dudes in the deli stores. They got a camera right behind them with color, like not in black and white. It's in color and audio. So you're done. Like it was right there in the pudding, proof in the pudding.
ago when Chud was begging his white supremacist fans to donate money to him because he couldn't feed his family, because he didn't have any job to feed his family, and his business, is absolutely tarnished and ruined. Now, and by family, he meant himself, because this is a scam. Because the baby mama don't rock with Chud. She raises the son. The son was taken out of Chud's custody entirely. So Chud
changed the baby's name too
to raise money for himself.
Baby's name was Dalton.
Yeah. So if you couldn't feed yourself 3 months ago, where are you getting money from to pay your bond? Now people keep bringing up this donation raised, right? Now listen, Chud had raised about $102,000 before his arrest. So when he was going out doing racist things, white supremacists.
What up, yeah? How you doing, my love? Yes, he had a whole, I think, girlfriend or wife, whatever, and a son money, named after him, and she took the kid and she changed his name. Was traveling to
what
up, Kay? How you doing?
Nashville.
Watch the stud, this fucking idiot.
Every day, right? Staying in luxury.
Had a whole kid,
right? Eating steak dinners. So a lot of his money is already gone. So let's just say he raised $65,000 since his arrest. That's still not enough for a bill or a bondsman. It's still not enough.
Bondsman, there we go.
Even if he does raise the 10%, he got about what?
He's going right, all right.
Another 50-something thousand left to raise, the 125,000. Even if he raised the 10%.
So what happens is if he has to pay 1.3 mil, I think what you can do is you can pay the 10% of that, but you still got to come up with that money, bro. I'm telling you. Look at Dirk. For a guy that we thought was worth 20 mil, 30 mil, why was he out here selling his estates and selling his homes and cars and just doing the most? Because sometimes your net worth doesn't equate to how much cash you genuinely have in the bank. You can have estates and everything, and you probably live, not check to check in terms of an artist or a musician, but you probably only have so much money, but you got these things that are paid off, or you're paying it as monthly, and your net worth is calculated by that. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't match how much money you currently have in the bank, and Dirk has been screwed over ever since. How you doing, though, Yaz? I know you sleepy. Lawyer fees are a rich person killer. Yeah, young boy getting money. That lawyer getting paid, and young boy be chilling. But this Chud dude fucking stupid. He wasn't even able to make that. He wasn't even making money yet, like that money. He wasted his whole life.
I got some more bad news for Chud that he probably don't want to hear. One of the Bill Bondsmen gave a statement. He responded back to a comment. And if Chud plans on making bond anytime soon, we got some bad news for him. Shout out to the brother Charlie Floyd from Clarksville for sending me this. Now, the Bill Bondsman goes, we as bondsmen in Montgomery County have local rules which will require a bonding company per 100K bond. Sometimes they let us go up to 250K depending on circumstances. So that would make it to where, at the very least, there would need to be 9 companies involved, if not more. So their local rule says that, that one bond company cannot insure or guarantee more than $250,000, right? It's really $100,000, but at the most they can do $250,000. Then Chud would have to find nine bond companies ready to take a chance.
That would just never happen. You said only a dumbass would risk their whole life and family over fame, and it's worse though, because did y'all hear the reason why he said he did all this? I think he said that somebody bullied him or somebody took money from him or something happened. What was the reason? It was some stupid shit. And for that, he's retaliating on black people. That's when I was like, what the fuck, he on his Liam Neeson shit? Because I loved Liam Neeson as an actor, but I'm like, man, that was the dumbest shit he ever did. But it was some stupid shit. And deadass, this shit right here is the most dumbest crime ever, because this was so preventable. You didn't have, at the very least, I hate to be that guy saying this, you could have been, you know that Joker guy, the one that fought on brand risk, who's racist, who fought up against, I think him and Cuffle was supposed to do something, they were supposed to fight, but that racist white dude, he fought somebody. I forgot who he fought. But He whatchamacallit? He's on the internet being racist, but he ain't walking down the street antagonizing black people. Oh, he fought Super Hot. There we go. Super Hot lost all my respect too because he wanted to, like, they were having a racist off. I don't get it. Like, he was like, I hate N-words because they didn't fuck with me when I was young. That's why I hate them. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm thinking he about to cook this motherfucker. He ended up saying how he don't like him either. He's like, he's not a real racist like me. And he sounds just like that. I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, but this dude, you going around physically doing that to people, that's, you know how preventable that? I don't even like going outside, Chad. I could never. At least if you're going to do that shit at your house. You wouldn't be in jail. Fucking stupid. So they were competing to be the most racist guy. Yeah, him and Super Hot. And I'm like, damn, Super Hot, you've been like kind of famous as a teenager, like till now with the whole fake, you know, rap disses and shit. You know, he's the meme. I'm like, you just ruined your whole career with that shit. Like now the people that you got watching you ain't like presentable, like people that you want to see in your corner. Like they the motherfuckers who probably be racist too. Shit crazy.
On him. But again, more bad news for Chud because the Bondsman is saying, all right, there's about 20 like Bill Bondsman in Montgomery County, and none of them.
I told you they won't touch it due to the severity of the case.
Involved, if not more, depending on the judge's decision.
He will have to sit in jail, bro. That's not funny, but it's funny.
Companies that are here,
good for his ass.
Majority of us have said
because the road rage incident between him and a black woman.
Due to the severity of the case and this man being a threat to our community. So realistically, if he doesn't have the $1.25 million, he will sit there. This man lives in a single wide trailer.
This shit is funny.
And grift for a living. He don't got it. He don't got it.
He's fucked.
Now, will the white supremacists and the racists raise $1.25 million for Chud? I doubt it, but that would be impressive.
His chat got him.
Now, even if you do
raise, let's say, because they know where to be found now.
Find a Bill Bondsman. Don't you have, like, for something like that high, don't you have to, like, guarantee, like, property or something? And I don't think anybody in Chud's family is signing over their property. And I don't think none of the supporters who support Chud are going to sign over their freaking property. Chud is in a world of trouble. Yo, to think that you made this much of a mess for yourself, that you were so hateful, so despicable, so nasty, that even predatory Bill Bondsman, who would give, like, child predators a bond? Even they're saying, bro, we can't touch you. We don't rock with you. We don't want to do no business with you. Our money ain't no good with you. No, your money ain't no good with us. Shh. You done effed up now, Chud. Now, the judge even, like, emphasized, because his lawyer tried to rebuttal. The judge even emphasized, there is a community risk with this guy being out here.
Based upon the fact of how many people...
I know that guy working with Chud probably mad as fuck that he got to take this case. What up, Ric Flair?
And his bond status.
He just got to pay. Him paying his bond don't mean he's out of jail. That don't. Here's the thing. Here's the scam about bonds and bail, whatever, and making bail. That shit don't save you. Yeah, the lawyer, I know he hates it. I know that motherfucker hates working with Chud. Because I learned something when I went to jury duty, and I couldn't even fucking believe it. But what's crazy is I know for a fact, because when I was in jury duty, we had a kid who was, he had a jacket that had nothing but people's credit cards. He was scamming. So he came in, and it was like us, like 10 people, whatever, and it's like this little courthouse thing. He has to plead his case, and then we got to choose if we wanted him to go take it to court or not. Like, it was so crazy. I saw jury duty was working with some cases. But we seen this woman come in. She told his whole story. And then a guy came in, and he was the one defending the other guy, and he even said it in front of like us and the girl, like, there's no need for you guys to vote. He's not gonna win this case. Can we just agree on something? And they were talking amongst each other. The fucking the kid's lawyer and like the other person that was going against them. They were talking, so they be knowing what's going on. That's like when PlayStation and Sony. That's like with PlayStation, Xbox. They somehow drop updates. Or drop a console, but yet they be having similar features and shit. I'm like, how the fuck they both doing this shit? Like, they know each other's shit. Them lawyers do be talking behind the scenes. They sit next to each other having lunch. And they be like, and don't get me wrong, we're not talking about like an OJ case where that lawyer's sitting with them and they mingling happy. Some of them be like, no, you're not winning this case. And they don't talk about the stuff, or they just don't even sit next to each other. But in cases that are petty like this, yes, they will sit with each other somewhere and they'll be like, so what do you want to do? So like, y'all want him to be guilty? Can we come up with a plea? Can we just say that he's going to be guilty, but like not, can you convince the judge to give him less time? They genuinely be doing that shit. Like, because some of the lawyers be like, I don't want to deal with this case. That's why I'm like, I don't know, what is it in the defense attorney or defense lawyer? Whichever lawyer deals with the criminal, I don't know why they even want to do that. I don't even know why they want to like challenge themselves in that way. Like the Asian dude who's on Gideon's channel, he was basically giving examples of like how he can help David, that weirdo, beat the case. But then I'm hearing them talking. I'm like, defense attorneys, there we go. I'm hearing them talking. I'm like, you know, the girl literally was chopped up and put up in a Tesla, right? And you're gonna sit here and try to say, oh, well, we don't know if it was him still. And like, yeah, Jayoma. And I'm like, he kind of pissing me off. You're not in court though, but like, this is the facts that are coming out. Like, he just didn't want to, like, and I'm like, that's not how it's going to work in court though. Because he's like, well, I don't have the paperwork. I'm like, well, you don't need that paperwork, dude. They just read you exactly what's happening. So with that information, what do you say about it? Like, I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to deal with these people. Yeah, it is. Yo, it's petty shit, y'all. It's petty shit. And they will talk amongst each other and they'll be like, man, he's a little kid. What you want to do? Well, we're going to have to come up with something like, all right, cool, but no hard time. And they be mingling amongst each other. I don't know if that's legal or not, but hey.
Yes, sir.
So the 26th at 9
Sorry, they did check his phone. He had child porn with that girl. Fucking disgusting. CP. He needs to go to jail.
The 26th at 9.
I don't know why they take it long. He needs to go to jail.
Right here. Does that work for everybody's calendar? General, does that work for the state?
Yes.
All right.
Just for the court's information, Mr. Finley.
This motherfucker Chud gonna be in jail when GTA come out. That's tough. That's number 2.
When and if there's an attempt to make law.
Okay. Is there any objection of us taking all those matters up at the bond hearing on the 21st? And Mr. Finley, do you have any objection to doing it that way? That's the most efficient way, I think.
There's another hearing, I think the 21st or the 26th, to see if, you know, if they can reduce the bond.
It was 40.
I doubt they're reducing the bond whatsoever, okay? Now, Chud would be not so happy to hear, okay, that his white supremacist homies like Nick Fuentes is calling for the judge to send him
Even
to
Nick
jail.
Fuentes!
For Chud to get found guilty. And
This motherfucker here, this weird motherfucker, almost called him Fruity. This motherfucker here even suggested that Chud goes to jail. And mind you, Chad, he's racist as fuck. In his full video, he says the hard R, he says the S word about Spanish people, he says all the slurs. Mind you, this motherfucker here is half Mexican. He's half white, half Mexican. And he might be down low. But I do want to make it very clear. This is not saying that Mexicans be... No, it's anybody who's white with blue eyes, bro. Like, I got family that are racist, bro. That's fucked up, right? I don't talk to them. They white. Well, my cousin, my uncle, I talk to. They from here though. They from my mom's side. My dad's side, they got some like overly like some real white Puerto Ricans with blue eyes, and they don't like me. They don't like me. But we don't know where they at. Like they be where they be at. But this motherfucker right here, bro, I feel like he's another one that's on the down low. They caught him with mad shit too. I don't know.
Because even the racists don't like you, Chud.
Praying that Chud has at least one wingman on his jury and no grow eyebers. Free Chud.
I say send him to jail. I don't think what he did was defensible. Yeah, at a certain point, if you're running around with a gun antagonizing people and then you shoot somebody, like, it's one thing if somebody attacks you for no reason and you shoot them. It's another thing if it's like, here I am with my live stream where I provoke confrontations. I hope I don't have to kill anybody today. Like, I don't know, man. I wish that he could just reform and, you know, they give him a slap on the wrist and he doesn't do anything again. But, I mean, that was going to happen no matter what.
Hey, he tried to play like he wasn't racist.
Never thought in my life I would say this, but I agree.
No matter
By the
what.
way, he dropped merch of clothing that looked like Epstein's sweater, the last sweater he wore. He put the USA there. Epstein had his logo there. This guy's sick.
Lana Del Rey Grower percent $20.
Never thought in my life I would say this, but I agree with Nick Fuentes, okay? Ain't no saving this dude, man. Let's not have no mercy. Send him to jail. But what do y'all think, man? Y'all think the white supremacists will raise the $1.25 million
he's fucking
to
weird.
get Chud out of jail? Let me know, okay? I've seen them do worse, okay? Let me know, man. If you guys are watching this video and you want to watch another good video, then click on this video right here to find out exactly why Charleston White is accusing Adam of some very horrifying things in his new interview. I'm going to see you guys in this Charleston White and Adam 22 video. Send me a hype to this video if you want to show support. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.